Millions of Americans are about to lose their health insurance, and honestly, most of them don't even know it yet. If you have coverage through the Affordable Care Act, or you know someone who does, the next 60 days could literally cost you thousands of dollars. Now, I'm not here to argue healthcare policy or take political sides. I'm simply here as an objective financial analyst to break down the sheer, raw numbers of what's happening. We're going to look at what losing ACA coverage actually costs, who is directly affected, and exactly what your specific options are to protect your wallet. Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Right now, the Affordable Care Act, which you probably know as Obamacare, currently covers a staggering 45 million Americans. But there's a very specific mechanism that actually makes these plans affordable in the first place, and it's called enhanced subsidies. Well, those enhanced financial aids, they're set to expire, and current budget negotiations in Congress are putting that affordable coverage for a massive chunk of those 45 million people at direct, immediate risk. So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1, the subsidy problem, 2, the real-world costs to your budget, 3, 4 coverage options, and 4, a strict 48-hour action plan. All right, Section 1, the subsidy problem. Let's look at exactly what's at stake here. To really grasp what's at stake, you have to remember that ACA subsidies are basically federal financial assistance that instantly reduces your monthly premium based on your income. And man, notice how drastically these numbers have shifted recently. Without any subsidy at all, an average plan is going to run you about $620 a month. With a standard subsidy, it drops to $310. But with the enhanced subsidies introduced back in 2021, that average plummeted to just $85 a month. I mean, a family of 4 earning $60,000 a year could snag a full plan for as little as $40 to $80 a month. Those specific enhanced discounts are exactly what's at risk of expiring right now. So who is actually in the crosshairs? If you're watching this, pay really close attention to these numbers. The group most affected earns between 100% and 400% of the federal poverty level. In real-world dollars, that's roughly $15,000 to $60,000 a year for an individual. If you fall into this bracket and you buy your insurance through healthcare.gov, you are absolutely in the direct line of impact. If these subsidies expire, your premium could easily jump by $200 to $500 per month, basically overnight. Moving on to Section 2, the real-world costs. Let's talk about your actual budget impact. I want to walk you through 3 very real scenarios because this is where the math gets personal. First up, let's look at a single adult earning $35,000 a year. Under current enhanced subsidies, they're paying about $95 a month. Without that subsidy, $520. That is an extra $5,100 a year straight out of their pocket. Second, a family of 3 earning $58,000. Their premium skyrockets from $180 a month to over $1,200 a month. That's an annual difference of $12,720. And finally, our third profile, a self-employed freelancer making $48,000 a year. Their costs jump from $140 to $890 a month. That is a $9,000 annual hit. For a lot of small businesses, that's literally the difference between a profitable year and just breaking even. $9,000 to $12,720. Listen, that is not just some abstract policy statistic. For a family that's already stretched thin, that is lost rent money. That could cover almost an entire year of groceries or easily buy a reliable used car. It's a massive financial shock that simply does not exist in most household budgets right now. Okay, Section 3, 4 coverage options. Let's look at your ranked paths forward. Don't panic, because depending on your specific situation, you actually have 4 realistic paths forward to take back control. You've got Medicaid, shopping the marketplace immediately, utilizing short-term health plans, or transitioning to an employer plan. Let's objectively break each of these down. Option 1 is Medicaid. If your income is below roughly 138% of the federal poverty level, which sits at about $20,000 for a single adult, you might qualify for free or near-free coverage. But here's the crucial point, and honestly, it's a brutal reality. This depends entirely on where you live. In the 10 states that did not expand Medicaid, there's a massive coverage gap. You might find yourself earning way too much to get Medicaid, but too little to afford a marketplace plan without those enhanced subsidies. Option 2 is what I like to call the high ROI move. Shop the marketplace right now. Typically, if subsidies are cut, it triggers a special enrollment period, but the plans and pricing available right this second might be significantly better than whatever survives any new legislation. Locking in a plan today at the current subsidy rates is arguably the smartest financial move you can make this week.
There are plenty of totally free comparison tools online, but it'll pull current marketplace plans right by your zip code and income. Seriously, use them.
Now, option 3 involves short-term health plans, and we need to be completely direct about the trade-offs here. Yes, the pros look great on paper. They can be 40 to 60% cheaper per month, and they offer really flexible start dates. But you absolutely must consider these severe cons. They do not cover pre-existing conditions, they can legally deny your claims after the fact, and they usually completely lack any sort of prescription drug coverage. Look, if you're a young, perfectly healthy adult just needing a 3-month bridge, it might make sense. But if you have any pre-existing conditions, you are making a very, very risky trade-off for that cheaper premium.
And option 4 is perhaps the most underutilized strategy out there: jumping onto an employer or spouse's plan. Did you know that losing your ACA coverage due to a subsidy change legally counts as a qualifying life event? That means you're allowed to jump onto your employer's plan or your spouse's plan entirely outside of the normal open enrollment window. Since employer-sponsored plans are heavily subsidized by the company, we're talking usually covering 60 to 70% of the cost, this is almost always your smartest financial move if you have access to it.
All right, section 4, the 48-hour action plan. Let's cover exactly what you need to do right now. Regardless of your specific situation, here is a completely free 4-step action plan you need to tackle in the next 48 hours. Step 1, simply log in to healthcare.gov. Step 2, find out exactly what your current monthly premium is and, critically, how much of it is being covered by a subsidy right now. Step 3, check when your current plan expires and make absolutely sure your income info is perfectly up to date. If your income changed and you didn't update it, your subsidy's already wrong. And step 4, screenshot absolutely everything. You want a clear baseline record of your data before this political window closes.
I really want you to remember this quote. The people who come out of this ahead are not the ones who had more money. They're the ones who had more information and acted faster. Washington moves incredibly fast when it wants to. If you wait to do your homework until after these changes actually happen, you're going to scramble, you're going to miss enrollment windows, and you're going to end up either totally uninsured or massively overpaying. So let's quickly recap your timeline just to ensure you're perfectly organized. Over the next 48 hours, get those screenshots from healthcare.gov. Over the next 2 weeks, aggressively compare alternative plans and talk to your HR department to see what your employer options are. And over the next 30 days, watch closely for congressional votes and any announcements regarding special enrollment periods. I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Are you financially prepared to absorb a $12,000 healthcare hit if you simply don't act today? Don't let massive policy changes dictate your personal household budget. Run your numbers immediately, check your options, and make a plan. Hey, if you found this explainer helpful, make sure you stay tuned to this channel for rapid updates the minute those congressional votes actually happen, because we're going to break down exactly what it means for your wallet. Thanks for learning with me today, and seriously, go take action.